Good morning, bună dimineața, Your Excellency, Chief Economist, Your Excellency Vice Rector, Your Excellency the Dean of Ray Faculty, Your Excellencies, Professor and distinguished representatives of the National Bank of Romania, of Bucharest University of Economic Studies, dear students and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for me to be here today on the occasion of this landmark event. 15 editions, already equal to a tradition that has built up a flagship debate in the Romanian academic environment. Thank you very much for the invitation to be with you today and to address this distinguished audience on such challenging, complex, and relevant topic as the future of Europe. What better place to discuss the future of our continent, our future, than a conference organized at the premises of one of the oldest national banks in the world, the National Bank of Romania, by the largest economic higher education institution, not only in Romania, but in the whole Southeastern Europe, the Bucharest University of Economic Studies. These prestigious institutions are diligently preparing the decision makers of tomorrow, and you are the decision maker of tomorrow. The past, the present, and the future in the same place. Both the Bucharest University of Economic Studies and the National Bank of Romania have witnessed the unfolding of Europe's history for more than a century, constantly taking up on the challenges of an ever-changing world and continuously adapting to the needs of ever-new generation. My deep belief and wish is that they stay strong to see the decisions we are formulating today bearing fruit in building a stronger and more competitive union on the global stage. But what future do we envisage for Europe? How would we expect them to grow, and what do we expect for the present and future generation? The first instinct of any thesis on this subject is to say that Europe and the world are at crossroads. As much as this is true, we cannot overlook the fact that Europe, and particularly the European Union history, has never been straight, lean road, but rather one of filled with crossroads and complex challenges. No matter how difficult this seems many times, it has also helped us to be better aware of the strength of our European project, to come together, to consolidate our unity and our solidarity, our cohesion, and focus on coming back stronger and more resilience each time. This is also the case today. With the multifaceted challenges that we are currently facing at European and global level, especially in a context profoundly marked by the Russian aggression against Ukraine, by an unprecedented assault against the international rule-based order and fundamental values and principles in immediate vicinity. But crossroads are always about decisions, about the choices that we have to make, choices that require courage, solidarity, leadership, and unity. Romania has been, since the very first day of its EU accession, and even before that moment, a strong promoter of EU actions, believing in the force and value of coordinated efforts, reinforced by common values in the spirit of unity, cohesion, and security across the whole EU. Romania proved to be a solution-oriented actor, an important partner for the EU member states and European institutions. These are central principles that we will continue to follow resolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, recent times have revealed weaknesses that we tended to neglect. Many of the assumptions we took for granted had to be reconsidered once the rules-based order was violently disrupted in February 2022, when Russia launched its aggression war against Ukraine. Strategic dependencies were weaponized in a blink of an eye, kicking off a cascade of geopolitical and geo-economic consequences. The ongoing Russian military aggression in Ukraine has disturbed the global energy market, negatively impacting supply chains, economic growth, inflation, climate targets. It altered existing trade network and economic partners across the globe. It showed that migration could also be weaponized as yet another instrument meant to destabilize. It brought to our attention the risk generated by hybrid activities of certain international actors that are challenging the democratic values and principles, including in our neighborhood. And I think we all have seen what's happened recently in the Republic of Moldova. It is a crucial and important case of how the hybrid actions, this unconventional war we all face, is acting on the ground. But more than anything, the outbreak of a new war in the immediate vicinity of the European Union has brought back fear, insecurity, anxiety among European citizens. These are feelings that are contrasting to the Europe we have been building for decades, but they need to be addressed through common actions and common solutions. Any vision should thus start from here. Any decision should have the citizens and their needs at its core. The future of Europe has to be one that delivers prosperity, well-being for our citizens, one that ensures social and economic fairness, one that provides for environmental protections and responsibly manage climate change, while bearing in mind citizens' needs, our citizens' needs. A Europe that is inclusive, open, just, sustainable, where people of all ages, social backgrounds, and nations can live and learn. For this to happen, the policies we develop need to address the twofold challenge of strengthening competitiveness while enhancing economic security. The recent report put forward by Mario Draghi is meant to incentivize further decision and coordinated actions in fostering the union of competitiveness. Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, our economic competitiveness can only be achieved within the framework of the green and digital transition. We need to lead the change and not only to adapt to it. We also need to make sure that the transition is managed in a socially just manner that leaves no one behind. Romania is well placed and on track to achieve that. I'm proud to say that we have a strong focus on the green transition, allocated to measures that support climate objectives more than 44% of the funds available through our National Recovery and Resilience Plan, a percentage that amounts in real figures to 12.6 billion euro. As for the digital avenue of the transition, Romania actively participates in various EU digital initiatives and funding programs to further integrate into the European digital market. Equally important is that we need to invest more in skills of the future. Skills are key for growth, for prosperity, sustaining the economic's capacity to innovate and integrate emerging technologies. Our active effort should thus aim to match talent with labor gaps, reduce unemployment, and improve job qualities within one more extensive objective of boosting long-term growth and tackling inequalities. To this end, the alignment of skills, needs and education is vital. This fact was clearly pointed out by Enrico Letta in his report on the future of the single market. Universities are central in attracting and educating young talent, facilitating exchange of best practices and educational mobility. They are essential in keeping the economy with professionals fit for the future. The Bucharest University of Economic Studies is a prominent example in this respect. As a former alumna of this university, I'm extremely happy to be able, in my current capacity as Minister of Foreign Affairs, to call it a true laboratory of educated, highly skilled professionals. This university offers fruitful conditions for innovative educational and research programs meant to broaden the learning experience and turn bright minds into the successful entrepreneurs of tomorrow. Among the students today, there are the leaders of the future. For each of them to succeed in their role, economic security and economic resilience are essential. Distinguished audience, to say it clear, the challenge lies also in striking the right balance between de-risking our external economic relationship and ensuring the continued competitiveness of European industries. Strategic autonomy is not about turning away from openness and the benefits of trade, but for certain sectors with a strategic dimension, such as health, defense, or digital, it is essential that we secure a minimum production capacity in the EU as we look to diversify our supply chains. Equally important for our European future is to develop robust, secure and sustainable value chains, ensure access to critical raw materials and technologies, and increase circularity. A bold and forward-looking industrial policy will strengthen our strategic autonomy at EU level and lay the ground for economic sovereignty. To this end, Romania joins the European efforts as provided for in the European legislation recently adopted. We do believe their duly implementation will strengthen the resilience of value chains and the proper functioning of the single market. For us, it is equally important to maintain a technology-neutral approach on energy, considering all net zero and low carbon energy sources. We are all aware that all these technologies are essential for the achievement of climate goals and the competitiveness of the EU industry, as rightly referred by Mario Draghi in his report. We also need to invest in critical infrastructures within our region and the EU as a whole, as well as with our external partners. Increased interconnectivity will also benefit the competitiveness of our economies. It works like a system, arterial system that helps oxygenate properly our single market. For us, consolidating single market can only work through eliminating all internal barriers, including the free movement of persons and goods, as the European business environment and citizens argue. At the same time, the fundamental policies of the EU, like the cohesion policy and the common agriculture policy, should still remain high on our policy agenda. Further supporting strong cohesion instruments and preserving the European agricultural vitality are essential for consolidating competitiveness externally. This should be echoed internally by a sustainable background. Dear colleagues, competitiveness is a pillar of our European future. It will only strengthen as long as security is guaranteed. No effort should be spared in protecting our citizens, and for Europeans, for us, supporting Ukraine, supporting Republic of Moldova, being very active in the Western Balkans is a strategic investment in Europe's future. Why is so important to support these countries? Why is so important to speak about security? Why is so important to speak about economic security? Because these are all interlinked. We cannot build our future without taking care of our present situation. And I know that you are the young generation, and it's our duty to share with you our concerns. It's our also duty to being very open and transparent with respect to the public policies. We have, as you have, a lot of questions. I know that we are living in a very complicated world, but I think the fact that we are a member of EU, that we are a member of NATO, offer us and offer, when I say us, all of us, a security and prospect for a good future, better future. But it's important to believe in this. It's important to protect and to fight for the values, for the principle, for the rule of law, for the democracy in general. And everything is interlinked. I cannot separate, when I speak, you may think that we are obsessed with the word security and resilience, but this is the reality of today. And we have to be prepared for facing all the challenges. But we also need good economic prospects, and ensuring security in general means ensuring the perspective for economic growth, for jobs, for a secure environment where no one is left behind. I'm sharing with you my thoughts, and you may find my intervention a little bit long, but we have a vision for what we want from the EU. We know where we are. We know what kind of EU want for us and for you. We are very active because we have been always criticized of not being vocal or not enough presence. No, it is not true. Romania is very present in the EU. It's part of the decision-making process. Its interests are well promoted. And you have seen the results in the funds we have accessed, in the results, in the fact that a lot of Romanian initiatives have been promoted at the EU level. It's not an easy work, but you can assure that we are doing our best in a context which is very complicated, in a context where we face a lot of challenges with a lot of crises, in a context where we have to adapt ourselves quickly. No one is waiting for us in terms of digital transformation, in terms of green transformation. So we have to be always one step ahead. So this is really important, and I'm really happy to be with you today. For me, as I said, alumna of this university, is always a pleasure and an honor to be with you, to be with my teachers, the professors, and to discuss with you how we can work together, how we can do our best in promoting Romanian interests in the EU, at the global stage as well. And I know that you are the best. So don't give up. We need you. You need you to be active. We need you to be with us in promoting the values and the principles we all believe in. We need you in shaping together our future. Be courageous, be stubborn, promote your ideas, and I'm sure that we will meet again in a different maybe position where I will listen to the future foreign minister of foreign affairs, who was as well an alumna of this university. So wishing you all the best. Thank you again for your invitation. It was a pleasure, and it is a pleasure for me to join you. And the doors of the Romanian Foreign Ministry is always open for you. And again, thank you very much for the invitation.